cause number 24. The pillar of the universe in the person of the world ruler, sprung from the sacred seed of David, must sacrifice all personal desires for the benefit of his people.
In the end of the protocols, a Jew rules the world. And for much of the world today, because of the support for Israel, the new Jews are Americans. The new Jews are Americans.
So somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. And these people do like Israel.
Hold on. And he loves Israel too.
It's true.
2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. 6 years ago, I was up here, and I said, "This is our first Jewish president."
It's true.
Now he's the first Jewish president to serve two not consecutive presidencies. We thank you for everything.
That's right. Bad things happened on the second one. Namely, the election was rigged. And we found out, and you see that happening. But,
And you are the greatest president.
Thank you very much.
And God bless you. I miss you. I miss you.
באתי לבקש את זה בכל העניינים, גם האישיים, גם הלאומיים. בזמן שישראל לאחרונה נתפסו כמה עניינים. פתחו כמה. מה שרואה עוד, וגם משהו שעדיין משאיר ליבו. אז הייתה משהו ומה ידיעתו.
ועושים.
הכנראה שהיא מספיק, שהיום כבר כמה שעות בגין ועדיין ליבו, אבל יש עוד כמה שעות, אבל יש להשתדל גם היום, בבשורות טובות. זה שמחה וטוב לבבות. אתה יודע שחסידים מקפידים שכל עניינים יהיו שמחה. בשורות טובות, הצלחה רבה.
And I got to tell you, the turning point of this election is when Donald Trump and I stood by the grave of, and there's a picture of me and Donald Trump making prayers, at the grave of Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson. That's the moment when this election was decided. Of course, pure Zionistic laser power. That is when this election turned. Boom! Check out the polls. October 7th, 2024.
I will curse those, right, who curse you?
Yeah. Correct. There you go. God coming through once again. I had a going theory that I told some friends before this, that God definitely wants Donald Trump to win. I've been saying this for a while, that God clearly wants Donald Trump to win. There's only one reason: God turns Trump's head right at the last minute, and the bullet misses him by this much. Now I'm just, pretty optimistic at this point. I got to say, I'm enjoying the evening. The enjoyment portion of this evening has officially begun. It's now a Jewish holiday. That's right. It went from tragedy to triumph. That's right. It's time to break out some symbolic rituals. It's time to eat some kosher food. It's time to imbibe, and it's time to speak some Yiddish.
So these awards are given to me by the Jewish community for different things, and this is the Tree of Life, which is a very big award in terms of everything that I stand for. It means so much to me, and a lot of times I'll have friends of mine come in, Jewish, and they will see the Tree of Life and they'll say, wow, what a great thing. Likewise, right over here, this is the Shalom Humanitarian Award, and that was presented to me also. And these are different awards I've had over the years for different things I've done.
And this is the Tree of Life, which is a very big award.
And let me also give a very special thanks to someone who truly loves Israel. In fact, loves it so much that my daughter converted. My daughter converted. I didn't know this was going to happen. And Ivanka's here. And Bibi, you do know this was not in the cards for me. You understand that. And she is so happy, and they are so happy. At least I think they're happy. If they're not, we have a big story, right?
We have, God. God is trying to help America, and the man for the mission is Trump.
You think America should be an exclusively Christian country?
Yes, but I think that it should be a Christian country. The right path is to keep America a Christ-like America.
A Christ-like America, a nation that follows Jesus. And one of Donald Trump's top right-wing supporters, Michael Flynn, says the United States should be a nation that only follows Jesus.
So if we are going to have one nation under God, which we must, we have to have one religion, one nation under God and one religion under God, right? All of us together.
Michael Flynn, he said that if the country is one nation under God, it should be one nation under one God. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do. Yes.
So what would that do for Donald Trump's Jewish children who don't worship the same God?
But don't they still? I mean, it's still the same God. They just don't worship Christianity.
Well, they don't worship Jesus.
Right.
Isn't Jesus the God of Christianity?
Well, he is. He's 3 in 1.
3 in 1, Son of God, or whatever you want to call him. Jesus does not appeal to Donald Trump's own daughter Ivanka and son-in-law Jared Kushner. They are raising their children, Trump's grandchildren, Jewish.
And what about our Muslim people in the country?
Interesting. I was visiting Jonathan in his Jewish voice, so I went to the Jewish deli, and of course we had the discussion on Trump. I asked them, who is Trump to you? And you know what they said? Trump is our new Messiah, actually. They want to believe that Trump is the Messiah. What I think is happening here is God using Donald Trump to hasten the coming of the Lord. This is really what is happening here. And we need to be stay tuned because he's lining up with Israel right now in a major way.
I'm going to give you a name of somebody. You come back and give me one name or one descriptive word. Trump.
Don't take this wrong, but remember I'm Jewish, and a Messiah is, in Judaism, is the person who would bring the one true God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to the world. A Messiah means a great leader, a great prophet. I believe that Donald J. Trump is a Messiah for what's called the New Jerusalem, which is the United States of America. He was it, and he opened everybody's eyes. That's the only way I could describe him. He's a prophecy fulfilled.
We have no prophecy today. God does not articulate his plans through the mouths of human beings, but he has other ways of communicating. I'm no prophet, and I could be wrong, but it seems obvious to me that on Shabbat, July 13th, in Butler, Pennsylvania, and in front of the eyes of the entire world, God's voice was heard loud and clear to anyone whose ears were open, and he chose the second non-Jewish Messiah. President Trump's right ear was grazed in a symbolic gesture of Exodus 21:6, where the Torah states that a servant who wants to remain with his master needs to have his right ear pierced. Trump was designated as God's servant and anointed one, just like Cyrus the Great almost 2,400 years ago. And I have good reason to believe Donald Trump was chosen to be the one to redeem the sins of Esav through offering his assistance in rebuilding the Holy Temple on the Temple Mount and establishing the Jewish kingdom over all of mankind in Jerusalem.
What I believe is the one who's going to switch from Yahweh to Yavoid is Donald Trump. He will turn America from Yahweh to Yavoid, because everything he says indicates that. He's going to really be a tremendous president in the United States. Tremendous. He's going to stand up to all the nations of the world. He's going to side with Israel when he realizes that they cannot make peace with Israel, as I've said before, because it's theologically impossible. And that's why I believe, remember I said that the Gematria of Donald Trump is Gematria Mashiach ben David? You know what that means? He, I believe, is the Mashiach of Edom. But Mashiach is nothing more than an anointed one, right? that completely reverses the order of something. Trump, I believe, is the Messiah of Edom, of Esau. And therefore he will take them from Ya'aved to Ya'avoid, from someone who afflicts Israel to someone who will assist them. And believe me, he's going to be fabulous with the Jewish people. About a month after he came down from the escalator saying he would run, for whatever reason, I realized, wait a minute, he is Esau doing tshuva. And therefore, he will do incredible things for the Jewish people. And not only that, but he will win. And the President of the United States is an emperor of Rome, because the U.S. is part of Esau, right? Part of Edom, part of Rome, and so on. And that's basically who he is. So that's who Trump is. He is really a messianic figure. He is a messianic figure in terms of Edom or Esau. In fact, I once mentioned that the Gematria of Donald Trump is 424, which is the Gematria exactly of Mashiach ben David. So he is a non-Jew who's part of the process of bringing the Mashiach. His job in that capacity is to remove evil from the world. I mean, it's unbelievable what God has done for Trump, how many ways he saved the man. I believe that what's equivalent to the splitting of the Red Sea is the U.S. government arrayed against Trump, trying to destroy him to the extent where a quarter of an inch closer to his head would have killed him. You see, that is the power and the might of the Rebbeinu Shalom. Trump has a mission. That's what it tells us. So this reporter raises his hand and he says to Trump, by the way, why do you think God saved you? I think Trump was taken aback. So Trump says to him, please repeat the question out loud. That's what he said. Why? Because he probably wanted everybody to hear his answer. You see? So he wanted to make sure that everybody hears it. So he repeated the question out loud. You know what Trump answered? I'll tell you. What he should have answered was MAGA, Make America Great Again. Basically, that's his campaign promise. He didn't say that. Do you know what he said? He said, maybe God wants me to save the world because the world is going downhill. That is a messianic answer. So he recognizes that there's a divine mission, not only for America, but for the entire world. Trump won and he crushed evil. That means that the window shut and the gates that opened up the messianic light opened. He's going to change America. He's going to change the world. Not only is he going to make America great, he's going to end the Arab-Israeli war. You have no idea what Trump is going to do to this world. So we are looking at a victory of good that has never been seen before, except by Mitzrayim or by Matan Torah and so on. This is messianic, and this is a fulfillment of the messianic process. But you have to understand what Trump is going to do. He's going to end the Arab-Israeli war permanently. Not only that, he's going to bring Saudi Arabia together with Israel. And once Saudi Arabia, which is the main concept of Islam, that's the end of the Arab problem. Because then all the Arab nations will join because they all want to be protected by Trump. The whole concept of Trump winning miraculously and then being removed because of satisfying justice, which is identical to Egypt. That's where the model is. You know, nobody can believe it. Of course, they're all saying, well, Trump ran a great campaign. Nonsense. It has nothing to do with his campaign. He doesn't even understand why he's still standing, let alone win to be the president. Because this is all part of the plan of God to assist, and therefore in the end, to assist Mashiach ben Yosef. And in the end, what we're going to see is unbelievable. The prophecy of Rav Yavoy Tzoy, the older will serve the younger, that is the beginning of redemption. And guess what? It happened on November 5th, Tuesday, 2024.
Rabbi Mendel Kessin from New Jersey has had a series of lectures on American politics in the West, etc., final redemption, Mashiach, etc., etc. Interjects this idea that events of the 21st century are absolutely reflected within the Torah. Rabbi Kessin connects Esau throughout history to Edom, which is the Edomites, Rome being the Roman Empire, and then Christianity, and then now what we call the Western nations and Western civilization. Ultimately, the United States is the personification of this is what he says, of the good Edom, of the good side of Edom. Rabbi Kessin contends that the sins of Esau will be removed and Esau will become a God-fearing people. The idea that Esau has traditionally, Esau being Esau, which is the brother of Yaakov, has traditionally been associated with oppressing and persecuting and afflicting Jews at the end of days. And he will undergo a fundamental change in his character. Rather than harming Jews, Esau will turn towards serving the Jews, assisting them in doing God's will in the form of mitzvah or biblical commandments. As a result, Esau will be rehabilitated and will earn a place in the world to come. Further, since Rabbi Kessin believes that spiritual task of Esau is being completed in the United States today. This is his contention and his belief. He sees the destiny of the United States at the end of days as a positive. But it doesn't end there. Rabbi Kessin further asserts that the current president of the country has a critical role in purifying the United States. What I believe is that, this is a quote from him, he says, what I believe is that the one who is going to switch from Esau from persecuting the Jews to Esau who is serving the Jews is Donald Trump. Rabbi Kessin claims he is going to purify Edom.
All right, we believe Mashiach ben David is a guy and he's going to come. Okay, great. And when he does, he does. He's going to be a prophet like Moshe Rabbeinu. Somebody's saying that if Mr. Trump is reelected, then Mashiach will come. Well, I know the guy, you're saying this, I should let you know, maybe Mr. Trump himself is Mashiach. Oh, you go think about that one. Don't tell Mr. Trump I said that. All right, he might take that as offense. Of course, we're teasing. All right, no politics here.
You see, his second presidency, he was ascending to be Mashiach's, in a concert, you have an opening performer who performs before the one who is escorting Mashiach into the world, the Eibishter has chosen that Esav should be the one that should do that. I've discussed this many times, and this is kind of coming from many other people that are very known on the internet, rabbis who speak about Mashiach. There's two or three that have been speaking about Mashiach for the last 15 years. Everybody's waking up now. I had the schus to be one of those two or three that have been speaking about Mashiach for the last quite a long time. And from the other ones, everybody comes to the same conclusion, that he is clearly a Gilgal or of Esav. There's everything about him. He's got that arrogance of Esav. He's got the red hair. He's unpredictable. He's very, and there's a lot to it. Okay? What's interesting is that the pasuk says that V'rav Yavoi Tzo'ir, the older one will serve the younger one. The ultimate prediction of the Geula is that the older one, Esav, has to become a servant to Yaakov. And when someone becomes a servant, you become a servant. An ultimate servant is to become the servant forever. Now, Esav, interesting, Esav was not a Gentile. Esav is a Jew. Because his mother was Jewish. Not like Yishmael. Yishmael was not Jewish, but Esav is Jewish because his mom was Rivka. He's called a Yisrael Mumar. He's called a Jew, an apostate, or a Jew that goes away from whatever, off the derech Jew, was Esav, but he wasn't a descendant. When a Jew is being made into a servant forever, how does that happen? You need to pierce their ear. They have to get a piercing in their ear, and then they're made into a Eved forever and ever. And if anything is telling, where did it happen? It happened on Shabbos. And where did it happen? In Pennsylvania. Do you remember which city in Pennsylvania it happened where they tried to shoot him? Wilkes-Barre. No, it wasn't in Wilkes-Barre. Wilkes-Barre is the yeshiva. No, maybe close by, but it wasn't. What? Say the word again. Say the word again.
serve? Like a butler servant?
A butler is the chief servant, is a butler. So he gets his ear pierced when he's in butler, which is everything. The names, we know in Hasidus that these are not jokes. No, it's interesting. I was in Eretz Yisrael. I was in Israel giving over a class all about this last year in Paradis Chana. And one of the Jacobson girls, you know the Jacobson, Shira, one of them, Shira or everyone, jumped up and said, and when I was talking about it, said, hey, and it happened in Butler. And in Butler, she's the Butler. Butler is... And that's it. So it's very interesting. Because Hashem is, if you look deeply, you can see that everything is in the names of everything that's happening.
We are living in historic and compelling times. Never before has the most powerful man in the entire world, the President of the United States of America, spoken with such ferocity, intensity, audacity, holding a mandate. He threatens retribution on our enemies. He uses the word total obliteration. But this coincided with the Parsha of the week, Ha'azinu. The Ramban says explicitly that past, present, and future are all predicted and prophesied in Ha'azinu. And what does the Torah say in Parsha Ha'azinu? The Parsha that we read the day after Trump made his announcements. It says, Ashkir chitzai midam, I will intoxicate my arrows, my weapons with blood. Intoxicate, ashkir from the word shikor, means that I won't just harm. I will put it on steroids against my enemies. V'charbi tocha basar, and my sword will consume and devour the flesh on the account of what? Midam chalo v'shivya, because there are corpses, because there are Jewish corpses. And because there are shivya, there are hostages. The Baruch Shalom makes a promise that he won't tolerate it. It's in this week's parsha. But furthermore, what does it say? Kidam avadav yikom. The Baruch Shalom will avenge the blood of his servant. V'chipar amasay amay, and will appease his land and his people. But it goes further, because the prophecy is amazing. In the Haftarah, from Shmuel Hanavi, what does the pasuk say? This is uncanny. It's surreal. Umaytzi me'oivai. The pasuk says, "You bring me forth from my enemies, umikamai tarameni, and raise me above my adversaries. Me'ish chamasim tatzileni. You will rescue me from the chamasim." From Hamas. It's all in the Torah. Rabbi Isai, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand the next few days, next week or so, we are going to see astounding and astonishing developments. But you have to choose. What side of history will you be on? We are in the Yemais HaMashiach now. We are in the era of Mashiach. And you have a choice to make. Will you gird yourself like a lion and step up, L'man Hashem, for Hashem?
That rabbi is talking about this verse right here, Psalm 140 verse 1, which says, "Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man." And that violent, the word in the Strong's Concordance is 2555, which translates to 2555, Hamas, the K is silent, Hamas in Hebrew. This rabbi is literally declaring him as the Messiah, saying that what he is doing right now in regards to Hamas and other things are fulfilling Old Testament Tanakh biblical prophecy.
So I want to speak about, what was the topic, David?
Mashiach and Trump.
Mashiach and Trump. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we will speak a little bit about our days now. We all heard that these days called the days of Mashiach. Mashiach is coming, people talking about it. And also 2025 soon, and Donald Trump is going to be the new president of the United States, and it's going to affect the lives of everybody, especially Jews, that's what we assume. And one of the questions that I want to ask today is, first of all, how Mashiach this person, the Messiah, that we know that should bring peace to the world. He's a messenger of God to unite the world and basically to bring God back to the minds of people. Understand that there is Hashem. How is he going to do that? How everybody's going to listen to one person? We know that there is so many countries. You have China. How does the Chinese president is going to listen to this Jew and is going to basically like him and do whatever he says? We know the Mashiach basically is going to control the world. So how is he going to do that? How all the big people in the world will basically put their ego aside and will say, okay, you are our Messiah, you are the Mashiach. Not just the Jews going to say that, all the world's going to say that. So how is it going to happen? First question. Second question, who is Donald Trump? Who was he in past life? What's his mission? And what does he need to do in this world? Interesting question. She sent one of her sarisim, one of her servants. What's the name of the servant that she sent? No, someone remembers from Purim? She sent to tell Mordechai that we need to do something. She sent Hatach. That's the name of the servant. Hatach, Hey Taf Chaf. The name. Says our sages, she's sending to Mordechai Hatach to tell him, use this name. Now it's the time you have to basically make sure that our enemies, Haman, doesn't do whatever. This is the sword of the tzaddikim. This is the name that we use. This is what Mashiach is going to use. You need to use it now. With this name, go against Haman and cancel the decree. But you know what's the problem? The Midrash says that Hatach on the way got killed. He didn't do his mission. He didn't tell Mordechai to use that name. And Mordechai somehow with prayers, gathering all the kids, praying Tehillim and different things, he canceled the decree. With fasting, that was Pesach, he fasted on Pesach, didn't eat matzah, didn't eat maror. He canceled the decree by other ways. But Hatach didn't do his mission. Until here, it's all written in the Torah, different rabbis. Now, it's my own crazy things, okay? So, take it with I think, according to what I learned and whatever Kadosh Baruch Hu gave me to understand, when I learned that this Hatach, because he didn't do his mission, he reincarnated again to this world. And this is Donald Trump. Now, why do I say that? Because if you take the word Donald Trump exactly the way it is in Hebrew, it's 425. Takeh, Hatach, same numerical value. Now, interesting, that is the only president that actually has power, and he is hitting our enemies. He is Takeh. Yeah. Yes. Now, his numerical value is 425 exactly. Donald, you write it like this. 425. Hatach, same numerical value. Takeh, this name that we speak about, same numerical value. Hatach was killed in the middle. He didn't do the mission. Now, Mashiach is going to come. What's the name that Mashiach, as we said, is going to overcome all the nations? With this name. Basically, Mashiach will be, Bezrat Hashem, if he will come in our generation, and I think it is, he will be using Hatach, Donald Trump, to basically hit the nations. And that's what he's doing now. Whoever is against us, he's the only one that actually says, listen guys, I don't care. they're going to be punished. Also, it's in Hebrew, yeah. Now, so now we know who is Donald Trump. Now, what his mission? His mission is takeh. He needs to help to the nation of Israel, the mission that he didn't do in Mordechai's time, to go against the enemies. Amalek, who is Amalek in our generation? Hamas, Hezbollah, all those guys are neshamot of Amalek. And that's why he hates them. And he doesn't care what people say. That's the interesting part about it. There's no person in the world that has a little bit of power that thinks like this. Only him. He himself doesn't understand why he's like this. You know why he doesn't understand? Because it's his soul. He has a certain mission. That God made it happen. Okay?
כולם יודעים שהקדוש ברוך הוא העלה עכשיו נשיא ארצות הברית, טראמפ, עלה לשלטון, ורואים שהקדוש ברוך הוא שם את הלב שלו לטובת עם ישראל. מציאות, הוא נקרא חסיד אומות העולם, אנחנו לא בוטחים בו, בוטחים רק בקדוש ברוך הוא. אם אין לעם ישראל זכות, אז מה יקרה? אמן. אם אין לעם ישראל זכות, מה יקרה? מה שיקרה זה, שאם אין לעם ישראל זכות, אז הקדוש ברוך הוא יקים בעצם איזה מלך, כדרך הקמים במלכות בעולם, הוא אומר. יקים איזה מישהו שיהיה לטובת עם ישראל, והגאולה תבוא בדרך הטבע. כלומר, הקדוש ברוך הוא כבר יכין את הקרקע, שעם ישראל יעלו.
In a Jewish calendar, we are during the 3 weeks that we mourn the destruction of the Holy Temple that happened thousands of years ago. Jewish people around the world still mourn this great loss, and every year during the 3 weeks, we mourn, and when it comes the big day of Tisha B'Av, we cry, and we have the great beliefs that very soon we will be Zoiche, we will all see the building of the third temple in Jerusalem very soon. And we honor our President Trump for what he has done for Jerusalem and for the Jewish people. We all recognize what he has done for us, and he'll be awarded tonight with the Keter of Jerusalem award, which he very much deserves. So when we sit here today, we are helping and sending out a message to the entire world, knowing that Jerusalem is a place that has to be secure for Jews, and we should very soon be able to see the building of the third temple living with coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu b'mheira v'yameinu, amen. We all have great gratitude to this person. This is a person that doesn't care only for himself, but cares for the entire world, and especially for the people in Israel and for the Jews in America. My blessings may the blessings from Israel come upon the president, his family, and all his friends. May God give a long life, a healthy life, a sweet life to our dear president, Mr. Donald J. Trump.
Thank you, Rabbi. I'm glad I told him to do that. He did a very good job. You've done that before, Rabbi, I guess, huh? A couple of times, huh? Thank you very much. Great gentlemen, great people.
That's an all-time great speech. Something else. God bless you, Mr. President.
Presented to President Donald J. Trump for his extraordinary and heroic efforts, I like that very much, to help the state of Israel and the Jewish people. He and his family should be blessed eternally from the Israel Heritage Foundation, July 10th, 2023. I want to thank you, Rabbi. That's
Very well deserved.
Okay, this is the original mold of the second
Trump, Cyrus Trump temple coin. And as you can see over here, let's see what we have. Okay, first of all, we have over here in Hebrew, Lemalot Shivim Shana, to fulfill 70 years. The original verse, to fulfill 70 years, is when the Jews went out to exile, to the Babylonian exile. They were there for 70 years. And after 70 years, King Cyrus said, God, the Lord of the world, gave me permission to let you, the Jews, come back to the land of Israel. And look what he said. And he charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem. That happened about 2,500 years ago. 70 years. For the state of Israel, something happened again. One of the biggest leaders of the world, again, President Donald Trump, and here we see the seal of America, he again recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, of the state of Israel, of the people of Israel. And he also built a house in Jerusalem. But we don't want only the embassy. We hope, just as King Cyrus pushed us, the Jewish people, to rebuild the temple, we hope all the 70 nations and President Donald Trump, after he recognized Jerusalem as the spiritual, holy capital of the land of Israel, of the state of Israel, he will help us, the Jewish people, rebuild the third temple. And that's why we have the seal of America, the original Persian Empire. Where are you from? Jamaica. Jamaica. And you're from the USA. And you're from Argentina. Argentina. And where are you from? Guatemala. Look at this. Look at this. And we have somebody from India. It's unbelievable. Here, in the center of Jerusalem, I'm surrounded people from other nations, and we're all talking about one thing, of the importance of Jerusalem, and the importance of peace, and the importance of the Geulah of redemption. So we're part of a prophetic process. That's what it's all about. And this president, he understood when nobody else understood. He understood we're not talking politics. We're not talking politics. We're talking Torah. We're talking prophets. That's what it's all about. And once we understand it, and I think he understood it, maybe he can't say it, but he knows. And he's pushing us. He's pushing us. And the whole world is there.
Can I ask,
where are you from?
England.
England, okay. So you have England also.
Can I ask, you said earlier that some of the temple is ready to be built in a prefab state. Is that true? Do you have part of the temple already built?
And it's exactly what we said before. It's not enough to pray for the temple. And if you pray for something, you have to believe. And to show that you believe something, you have to do. So that's why we have a lot of vessels made. We have a big altar that was made. We have programs, and yes, also some of the pieces of the temple, like this blocks itself, can be just transferred, exactly like the model we see over here, 15 times bigger than this, and the temple can be built.
As Trump says, every nation will keep his language, his culture, his beliefs. It's not globalization.
Okay.
It's to walk one God on Temple Mount.
What is a Muslim? Let's talk. What is a Muslim? Muslim in the Hebrew world is perfect. Whomever talks to God is perfect. According to the Quran, Ibrahim was Muslim. Moses was Muslim. It's perfect. And they got into a conclusion that the Messiah will be their Mahdi. Their Mahdi. So whenever I meet Muslims in many countries, I tell them, who was Muslim according to the Quran? Abraham, I'm from Ibrahim. Musa, I'm from Musa, I'm Levi. And the Messiah, will be the Mahdi. So actually our history is the same, our future is the same, so what is the problem now? And they ask us, really, what is the problem? I'm saying the problem is only the radicals, the terrorists. But whenever everybody will support building the third temple, then everybody will prosper, because this is what the temple is for, for the whole world.
So you think that there could be some union between all the religions as part of this?
Absolutely. We already have unity, but everybody's afraid from the terrorists. But okay, so this is our job, to unify everybody to worship the only true living God in the third temple, with all the nations that will worship God.
Hashem will be a king, the one king, and will unite the whole world. So yes.
So you see that Jacob and Esau reuniting in the last days, so Muslims and Jews and Christians would be part of this one world, including some Kabbalistic and Eastern influences, all into one kind of religion in this temple. Is that?
I won't call it one kind of religion, and one kind of understanding.
Like a new way of thinking.
It's understanding that there is one God in heaven.
So it's kind of a new way, a higher consciousness, a higher way of thinking.
Exactly. And at the end of times, everybody will understand that Hashem Echad U'Shmo Echad.
Okay.
God is one.
Okay, so but this is a similar design to the third temple, and it's a very sort of kingly temple, isn't it? And I wanted to ask you, this lamp. So you've got the lamp. That would be the lamp of Queen Helena, who is a Persian. I mistakenly thought it was Constantine's mother, Helena, but this is a Persian Queen Helena.
She was very fond of the Jewish people, as she converted to Judaism herself, and the sages liked her very much. And when she wanted to donate something to the temple, so she made this candelabra made of gold. Okay. And when the sun used to rise from the east, it would hit the gold candelabra, and it would spread the light, like symbolically, but not only symbolically, from the temple.
So it reflects the sun.
It reflects the sun. Exactly.
As it rises from the east, and this is what we're seeing in this picture over here, right? This is the sun reflection from the lamp of Queen Helena.
That's right.
And so we've got that kind of Persian thing again, and would it be right to say that there's some element of Kabbalah in this temple?
Well, Kabbalah is actually the inner part of the Torah. We have what the Torah tells us, and it's written in the Torah, and the Kabbalah is actually what isn't written, but we have to want to understand maybe about little Persia and these all ancient nations, Eastern nations, religions. So it's maybe religions.
So would you describe this as like a kind of a new world order, so to speak?
This is not an order. This is not order. It's different. It's the new world without any, let's say, negative and forbidden feelings, like hatred, like revenge. Like it will be only loving, appreciation, honoring. So this will be a new world. But not all order, it will be a new world, holistic, the holistic way, the way God wants it.
On here it says the Persian Empire. Do you think that this temple could somehow unite Islam, Muslim religion with Christianity and Judaism? Do you think that's...
So if we're talking about the Persian Empire, we know now that in Iran, which is where Persia is now, there's some different empire, but we're talking about the original Persian Empire. And yes, even in Iran, we have Iranians who are not Jewish, who want this coin because they understand that, yes, this is the place that will unite the whole world. And yes, the Jewish people have the power to unite the whole world. It's not us, not just the Jewish people, but as long as we are talking the words of Hashem, that's what Hashem is. Hashem Echad U'Shmo Echad. Hashem is the one which can unite everybody.
Messiah will be the judge.
You believe the Mashiach ben David is coming to
Mashiach
this
ben
temple?
David is very soon, and he is a Jew, and he is not Jesus. And if the Christians want to hold it, they can hold it.
And Mashiach ben David would potentially be the Messiah that would rule over this unity this one world unity.
The first king we had that was a real king was King David, and we know that the king that will be eventually leading the world will also be from Yehuda, like you said, Mashiach ben David, or eventually the leader of the world will be a king, but not a political king, but a spiritual king that will help all of us understand together what we are supposed to be doing in this world.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus is described as the Lion of the tribe of Judah and the Son of David. Do you think that maybe Jesus, Yeshua, could be the true Messiah, and we might have maybe a counterfeit that could show up?
People will understand. It's like, I don't know, a small kid when you offer him chocolate, or an adult. If you offer him money, nobody's going to say no to money, which is something very not spiritual. When we have the right understanding of what's important in the world, it'll be obvious to all of us that that's what we want. Everybody will be running after spirituality. So when that time comes, everybody will want it.
Okay, so we believe that the Antichrist will actually be the head of this deception before the real Mashiach comes. That's where we differ on our thinking at the moment.
Millions of people from around the globe were stunned when U.S. President Donald Trump shocked the world by recognizing Jerusalem as the eternal capital of Israel and ordering the American embassy to be moved there.
The United States finally and officially recognized Jerusalem as the true capital of Israel and opened our embassy in the historic and sacred land of Jerusalem.
Even Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu admits that biblical prophecies are unfolding, that Donald Trump is a King Cyrus-like figure leading the world into a new era of man.
President Trump, by recognizing history, you have made history. The Temple Mount is in our hands.
Violent protests continued in the Middle East today over President Trump's recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital.
And now the official Sanhedrin in Israel declare President Trump is advancing a prophetic process that will usher in, when the time comes, the rebuilding of the Third Temple.
You know, we just gave the embassy in Jerusalem, making Jerusalem the capital of Israel. I just gave Golan Heights, recognized Golan Heights for Israel. I've done all of this for Israel. We will move the American embassy to the eternal capital of the Jewish people, Jerusalem.
I gave you Golan Heights. We gave you Golan Heights. Remember that. Have a good time, fellas. Nice seeing you.
Well, you know, the biggest change I've seen in Congress is Israel literally owned Congress. You understand that 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And it was so powerful. It was so powerful. And today it's almost the opposite. You have between AOC and Omar and these people that hate Israel. They hate it with a passion. They're controlling Congress, and Israel is not a force in Congress anymore. It's just amazing. I've never seen such a change. And we're not talking about over a very long period of time, but I think you know exactly what I'm saying. They had such power, Israel had such power, and rightfully, over Congress, and now it doesn't. It's incredible, actually.
My promise to Jewish Americans is this: with your vote, I will be your defender, your protector, and I will be the best friend Jewish Americans have ever had in the White House. We will not rest until the horrible and vile ideology of anti-Semitism has been defeated and destroyed. For this reason, I recently signed an executive order to restrict federal funding to any college or university that spreads, supports, or promotes anti-Semitic prejudice in any form. I kept Israel safe. Remember that. I kept Israel safe. Nobody else will. Nobody else can. And I know all of the players, they can't do it. But I kept Israel safe, and I will keep Israel safe. Thank you very much. I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to all the people of Israel on the 75th anniversary year of your country's founding. The state of Israel is the fulfillment of a dream that endured through generations of hardship and through the bottomless evils of the Holocaust, the dream of a Jewish state in the Jewish homeland. Against all odds, the state of Israel was born, and now more than 7 decades later, Israel has not just survived, it has prospered as a blessing of Almighty God to the entire world. As president, it was my honor to be the best friend the people of Israel have ever had in the White House. I withdrew from the horrendous Iran nuclear deal. I kept my promise and officially recognized the eternal capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. I also recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights, something that nobody thought was even possible to get. I did more for Israel than any other president, probably times 10, and that's okay. We did a great job, and I'm very proud of it. Great people, incredible people, brave people. And with the historic Abraham Accords, we even created peace in the Middle East, the most important diplomatic breakthrough in many generations. Once again, to our Israeli friends, congratulations on this joyous occasion. The American people will stand with you always, and so will I. Thank you.
Why is it better to be here in Davos than in Washington, D.C.?
Well, we're here meeting with world leaders, the biggest, most important people in the world, and we're bringing back tremendous business in the United States, and they're all here to see. We look forward to being here. Klaus has done a fantastic job.
Do you think the House of Representatives would bring in a rabbi to condemn Islam for a prayer?
Not on your life. And look, the fact that they would bring in this Israel-hating imam just further cements the Democrats' well-deserved reputation as a party of anti-Semitism. Time after time, they bash Israel. They bash the Jewish people. And compare that to President Trump and what he's done in standing with the Jewish people, protecting Israel. Why, just this week, we're celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the opening of the embassy in Jerusalem. 3 other presidents promised to do it. Only Donald J. Trump could do it. And Lou, this is going to make the choice very simple in November of 2020. If you hate Israel, vote Democrat. If you love Israel, vote for Donald J. Trump. It's that simple.
Good afternoon, Michiganders. As the president said, we just had a positive meeting with President Trump. We as Muslims stand with President Trump because he promises peace. He promises peace, not war. We are supporting Donald Trump because he promised to end war in the Middle East and Ukraine. The bloodshed has to stop all over the world, and I think this man can make that happen. I personally believe that God saved his life twice for a reason.
I'm here with Pastor Robert Jeffress here at the White House for the Abraham Accord signing. Pastor, what's the significance of the Abraham Accord? It's very interesting that they chose this name to make peace.
Well, that's right. And look, when you have the Washington Post saying this is a huge accomplishment for Donald Trump, then you know it is really something big. And look, this is only something that Donald Trump could have pulled off. He showed his great loyalty to Israel, which has made evangelicals wary of past peace covenants. He's unconditionally loyal to Israel, but he also recognizes the need for peace and stability in the Middle East. I think this offers it. You know, we as evangelicals know there will be no ultimate peace until the Prince of Peace, Jesus Christ, returns. But we shouldn't be fatalistic. We ought to pray for the peace of Jerusalem, as the Scripture instructs us to do. And I believe the Abraham Accords is a way to fulfill that prayer request.
Great. Thank you so much. All Israel News. It's great to be with you, Pastor.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
And you don't have to say, well, I don't know, where's he at? I don't like the way he talks. I understand all that, but the thing is that we're talking about God's purposes. That's what we're talking about. God uses whom he'll use. But he was used. He also was used very powerfully for Jerusalem. Jerusalem, recognizing Jerusalem. He's the first modern leader, first leader since ancient times who recognized Jerusalem, as that. He was used in some very, very important ways. Look, by the way, people forget about it, is the Golan Heights. He said we recognize the Golan Heights as part of Israel, So these are major things. So he will strengthen, his way has been to strengthen Israel. We'll see what happens, but that's what it has been in the first administration. Israel loves Trump, and it's one of the few nations that he would win.
I want to promise you one thing. If Trump was the president right now, we would be able to win 10 times faster and 10 times better against our Nazi enemies. He would give us any weapon we want, unconditional. He wouldn't care what the world is barking about. He would shut down these European liberals and tell them just be quiet. I run the show here.
We have a president that has been the best president in the history of the United States towards the Jews and towards Israel. There's no question about it. No president was nice to the Jews and to Israel more than him.
Don't get me wrong. Trump was the best president in the history of America for the Jews and for Israel. What he have done for Israel and the Jews will take 100 years for other presidents to combine, and they wouldn't do so much like he did.
So the Rashiva feels that everyone should vote for Donald Trump. That's
100%. Every year, never got it.
Blessing to President Trump.
Blessing.
To
should be
that he'll win. So she wants to give a blessing that he'll win the
election.
Who?
President Trump.
President Trump. Okay.
Take your name, Donald Trump, and then there's your name, it adds up to 424. It's something that is very,
it's
very
unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
What does that mean? It's like you have the same numbers than Messiah,
Meaning good, right?
Yeah, it's like not good. It's like best. It's like miracle.
Why 424? Why?
It's like name of Messiah.
That's his name, Messiah. The Messiah comes out to 424. What are the numbers you have? No, it's not the numbers.
It's exactly the number.
Your name, and the numbers, it adds up to his name. It's 424 in the Jews. So it's like Messiah is the person that's come to save the whole world. So it's like you're the savior being good. That's for you a blessing.
It's amazing. We just thought we're like, wow.
Saudi Arabia, which is also notable, as he walks by himself up to the Western Wall. Let's listen.
Notable as he walks by himself up to the Western Wall. Let's listen.
Iran is no longer that big nation, that regional strong arm. We are working against Iran in many ways and in ways that would be revealed at a later stage. And I can say that Israel is much stronger, much greater than it has been in the past. We need to recognize this. And I believe we all recognize the fact that we will reach to the kingdom. We will make it to the return of the Messiah, but this will not happen next Thursday.
We will make it to the return of the Messiah, but this will not happen next Thursday.
The lives of nations is always precarious and surrounded with threats. Our survival, our endurance is a result of alliances that we forge for our existence to be stronger. No doubt we are moving from one battle to another, from the establishment, and with this battle now, with this operation, Israel has become stronger than ever.
All right, and US President Donald Trump could earn himself a place on the history books if ceasefire in Gaza holds as this 2-year-long war comes to grinding halt. Both Israel and Hamas gave the nod for peace plan, which was led by Trump, allowing the prisoner hostage swap to take place. For Israelis, this is a very emotional moment as many of their loved ones will return home. Many Israelis have started seeing the US president as the return of Cyrus the Great. In Jerusalem, giant banners with pictures of US President Donald Trump reading Cyrus the Great is alive have appeared. Another NBC News report on the reaction inside Israel on the peace agreement included a billboard sponsored by Friends of Zion claiming Cyrus the Great is alive. Those who read the Bible will understand that Cyrus, the ancient Persian king who allowed the Jewish exiles to return to their homeland and rebuild the temple in Jerusalem. According to history books, Cyrus the Great was the founder of Achaemenid Persian Empire between 550 BCE to 330 BCE. Cyrus was a great warrior, strategist known for undertaking large construction projects. When Babylonian Empire captured Kingdom of Judah or modern-day Israel and Palestine in 587 BCE, thousands of Jews were deported to Babylon in 539 BCE. However, when Cyrus conquered the Babylonian Empire, he freed the Jewish exiles, allowing their return to the Kingdom of Judah. In the Old Testament book of Isaiah, Cyrus was chosen by God to free the Jews of Babylon. For this reason, Cyrus became a legendary figure in Jewish history, though he was not a Jew himself. In that sense, the banners comparing Trump to Cyrus the Great appear to be drawing on the story of Cyrus's role in freeing Jewish captives, where Gaza is cast as Babylon and Trump as the new Cyrus. For some Israelis, Trump's decision of moving the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem and his actions to broker the Abraham Accords with the latest peace deal in Gaza are enough to consider him a messiah in their eyes.
Are enough to consider him a messiah in their eyes.
They outside, bro. Oh, there's more of them over there. What that flag mean? What does that flag mean? What? Shechna? Messiah is coming. The Messiah? Is this what he said? Is Messiah? That's the Messiah? He said the Messiah is coming. That's what they said.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Sheikh is coming.
Sheikh? Sheikh is coming.
Sheikh who? Sheikh al-Masjid?
Don't forget, I don't know if you haven't watched the show, I happen to be Jewish by birth, and 75% of all Jews vote Democrat, and they don't like Trump, and this is the greatest president for Jews and for Israel in the history of the world, not just America. Trump's the best president for Israel in the history of the world, and the Jewish people love him like he is the king of Israel. They love him like he is the second coming of God.
I am the chosen one.
I am the chosen one.
Chosen one. Chosen one. I am the chosen one. Chosen one. Chosen one.
also wrote The Lessons of History, very brief, 100-page book, in which he said, well, history proves that, unfortunately and unhappily, Jesus Christ has no advantage over Genghis Khan. Because if you are strong enough, ruthless enough, powerful enough, evil will overcome good. Aggression will overcome moderation. So you have no choice. If you look at the world as it is today, you have to be blind not to see.
The Messiah is on earth now. He's been identified. He is soon going to make himself known. Well, some key things have to happen for the messianic figure in the Jewish mindset. For the Messiah to arrive, you can't think of him like we think of Messiah. We think of Messiah after the model of Jesus. He's the Son of God, divine birth, all of that. That's not the way the Jews look at the Messiah. They're looking for a king. They're looking for a political leader. As a matter of fact, Messiah to them means the anointed one, and it goes back to the ancient days when they would anoint a king and recognize him as this is the man that God sent. They're looking at Donald Trump. One of the rabbis illustrated how his name in the Gematria, the numerology of his name, actually means Messiah. He has to be of the Davidic dynasty. He has to be of the Davidic bloodline, and there is an effort right now to go back through the European monarchy, cousins of President Donald Trump, to show that his bloodline goes back to the Davidic dynasty. Now, why are these efforts underway? I'm just saying there's something very strange here that's going on, and everything I'm saying can be verified. Multiple news agencies, the Jerusalem Post, Breaking Israel News, they're all talking about this right now. Wow. So they too believe that we are in the end times. They too believe that the Messiah is about to appear. We would say the second coming is about to happen, but their Messiah is going to be a false Messiah. He's going to be the Antichrist.
I am come in my Father's name, and ye received me not. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive.
Why do you put the name Trump on just about everything you own?
Because the name Trump has really created a premium on value.
Billionaire developer Donald Trump has put his name on a New York City hotel, shopping center, and apartment buildings, as well as a casino in Atlantic City. And now he's going to put his name on a big piece of Eastern Airlines.
He erected what's now become a monument of sorts, the first building to bear his name, Trump Tower. Soon, those signature buildings began popping up all over the Big Apple, and later, across the country. Now there's even one in Istanbul, all brandishing his name, Trump.
Trump watches, Trump digital trading cards, Trump water,
Trump vodka,
Trump steaks,
Trump's Castle Casino,
Trump the game, Trump home mattress collection,
Trump mobile,
Trump, 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 Trump.
He just had to throw some one-eye symbolism in there.
This was a special token of affection given by myself and the First Lady to Prime Minister and the First Lady of Israel. And it's a key. We call it a key to the White House, and it's a key to our country and to our hearts. And you've been an amazing leader for a long period of time. And this is, in many respects, the big day, because this is something that's very special. And we just left UAE and Bahrain. We're going to meet outside in a ceremony. And it's just a very important event, and it's an honor to have you with us, baby. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I have said, and this is true, that you have the key to the hearts of the people of Israel because of all the great things you've done for the Jewish state and the Jewish people. So thank you.
You know, there are prophets that say the world will come to an end in the Middle East. You know that, right?
I don't think maybe you get enough credit for what you accomplished and your administration accomplished with the Abraham Accords.
The Abraham Accords, and they did nothing. Again, Iran was willing to do a deal. I would have had a deal with Iran within 7 days after the election. I actually said, let's delay it till after the election because I was sure we were going to win the election. But things happened. You know, COVID happened.
Of course,
it
there's
was
a lot of things going on.
It was a mess.
But still, I think it's something that a diplomacy out in that region that hasn't existed prior. Is that something I would imagine that would be at the forefront of this next administration?
You know, there are great philosophers that said the world will end in the Middle East. We're not going to let that happen. You've heard that expression.
Yeah.
They said the world will end someday in the Middle East. We're not going to let that happen. Okay?
Well, listen, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. President. I really appreciate it. Guys.
Back. It took me less time than to cook a Big Mac. Then I said to 10,000 years of war, bye-bye.
זה היה שת"פ שלך ושלי, אמרתי כן כשציווית עליי. דונלד טראמפ הוא הקיסר של האימפריה.
אין מספיק זמן בפזמון לליקוקים.
Not him again.
הוא יודע אנגלית די מושלם.
אין תותח כזה בעולם.
דונלד טראמפ וגילה גמליאל כשרי האימפריה.
גילה הוא?
עזוב, סתם נדחפה, הנה ציפור, ציפ. קורח בראש וניסן.
בצבע של תפוגן.
תעשה מה בראש, זה הכל למדינה, לא נרצה ממך כלום.
רק אולי חנינה.
לקטעת את הכל, כתב תוקן את בת ים.
אם תרצה התנצלות לג'פר אפשר גם.
הוא משיח הוא קום.
הוא משיח הוא קום.
ושמואל רבושם קבלו את דונלד
This next clip is an AI-generated music video which seems to be inspired by the Trump Gaza video which Trump himself posted to Truth Social. That video alone was already extremely blasphemous, showing a golden statue to Trump in the Holy Land and showing him fulfilling Daniel 11:45. But this next video takes it to a whole new level of them literally building a temple to Trump in Jerusalem and him uniting all world religions as king of the world. This video has 70,000 likes on Instagram alone, and while some commenters recognize the blasphemy, many are supportive, saying things like, "We love Israel and America from Iran," MAGA Donald Trump, and things like, "Greatest President Donald Trump in world, God bless President Trump and Israel. That is my president," in all caps. And Jesus Christ is the king of the world. Trump is the chosen president for USA. So trying to distance themselves from the claim in the video, but still subtly implying that he's anointed by God.
Donald, build the peace temple for all my children, united under Trump.
Donald Trump came to set us free, peace from the river to the sea. All the haters are left outside, Trump temple, a new holy site. Donald came to set us free, let's build a temple for all to see. Sons of Abraham hand in hand, peace now rules the promised land. Trump temple shining bright, eternal place for the holy light. Feast and dance, enjoy tonight, Trump temple for the chosen one. The art of peace, not just a phrase. He changed the world in countless ways. Prize or not, his crown is gold. Trump, the king of the world. Trump, night to morn. Enemies meet, embrace, release. Even the woke can go to sleep in peace.
You are not invited.
Me no talk speak English. Me very important people. Who think you is?
Please leave.
The video clearly shows the whole world worshiping Trump, even setting up a temple to him in Jerusalem, and all the Abrahamic faiths coming together as one. This video, rather than honoring Trump, seems more like it was made to make him look like the Antichrist. Yet all the pro-Trump comments we looked at, and plenty more, are cheering it on, and laughing at it, and supporting it, and think it's great. Some of them even profess to be Christians, and see something like this, and still feel the need to say he's been chosen. The video is clearly blasphemous, but more than that, it seems in your face that it's about the Antichrist, and yet based on what's said in the post, that doesn't seem to be the intention, and the commenters are not taking it that way. Towards the end of the video, there was a banner that said Kabbalah Peace Celebration with the golden head of Trump in the background. Kabbalah is an ancient esoteric mystical branch of Judaism.
Yeah, you don't talk much, do you, Israel?
Israel talks when Israel has something to say.
I'm just trying to pass the time, man. Listen, I know you're a robot, but don't you have feelings? I mean, isn't it hard to destroy innocent people that have never wronged you?
Everyone's wrong, Israel!
Really? Wow. If that's the way you feel, maybe we'd all be better off if you didn't exist.
Israel has every right to exist!
Okay, dude, relax. Don't get so defensive.
Israel need rest.
Here? This is where you want to rest? This is the single most dangerous place you could be situated. There are so many other places you could be, Israel. That would be safer and would cause less problems. Why? Here.
Israel shouldn't have to leave. Everyone else should leave. They're the ones who are stupid.
Boy, Israel, you are a handful.
Years they've been killing our people and killing people from all over the world, and I think we have great support. And I think if we didn't do it first, they would have done it to Israel and give us a shot if that was possible.
And I think if we didn't do it first, they would have done it to Israel.
Because I'm running for the presidency, I'm here because I'm personally tired of seeing this great country of ours being ripped off.
But as far as Trump is concerned, our allies are only part of the problem. The real culprit is Iran.
Why couldn't we go in and take over some of their oil, which is along the sea?
How would you do that? Would you send in the Marines? Would you take a chance in a war?
Let them have Iran. You take their oil. That's what
How?
How?
I mean, do we want a war? What do you mean
go
we
in,
take their oil?
You go in. You're
How
gonna have
do
a
we
war,
go
Barbara.
in?
You're going to have a war by being weak.
Okay, how do we go in? What do we do?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You're going to have a war, and it's going to start in the Middle East.
What if the Soviet Union said, you do this to Iran, we're going to come in?
I don't believe they'd do it. The next time Iran attacks this country, go in and grab one of their big oil installations, and I mean grab it and keep it, and get back your losses, because this country has lost plenty because of Iran.
Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker?
Well, you know, when she first got in and was named Speaker, I met her, and I'm very impressed by her. I think she's a very impressive person. I like her a lot. But I was surprised that she didn't do more in terms of Bush and going after Bush. It was almost, it just seemed like she was going to really look to impeach Bush and get him out of office, which personally I think would have been a wonderful thing.
Impeaching him?
Absolutely, for the war. For the war.
Because of the conduct of the
Well, he
war.
lied. He got us into the war with lies. And, I mean, look at the trouble Bill Clinton got into with something that was totally unimportant. And they tried to impeach him, which was nonsense. And yet Bush got us into this horrible war with lies, by lying, by saying they had weapons of mass destruction, by saying all sorts of things that turned out not to be true.
When crazy people have nuclear weapons, bad things happen.
Iran, ready, cannot have a nuclear weapon. They are lunatics, and you can't put nuclear weapons in the hands of a lunatic. Thank you very much.
We're doing very, very well. Iran, knocking the hell out of them, and you have to do that. We can't let them have a nuclear weapon. They were 2 weeks away, in my opinion, 2 weeks away from having a nuclear weapon.
Is there anything that can be done to dial the temperature down in the region?
They can't have a nuclear weapon. Very simple. They can't have a nuclear weapon.
What intelligence do you have that Iran is building a nuclear weapon? Your intelligence community has said they have no evidence that they are at this point.
Well, then my intelligence community is wrong. Who in the intelligence community said that?
Your director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard.
She's wrong.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. So the only way he figures that he's going to get reelected, and as sure as you're sitting there, is to start a war with Iran. Now, I'm more militant and more militaristic than the president. I believe in strength. But to start a war in order to get elected, and I believe that's going to happen, would be an outrage. I believe that he will attack Iran sometime prior to the election because he thinks that's the only way he can get elected. Isn't it pathetic? I am the candidate of peace. I am peace. People don't believe that. I am peace.
A vote for Donald Trump is a vote for a man who wants to end wars, not start them.
We do not want war with Iran. We actually want peace. The Iranians are clearly not very good at war. Perhaps they should follow President Trump's lead and give peace a chance.
Kamala's campaigning with warmongers like Liz Cheney. How do you think that is? She picks Liz Cheney, whose father virtually destroyed the Middle East. You know, Liz Cheney, she talks big, oh, I want war. She always wants war. Every time I was with her in the White House, we should attack this nation, that nation, nations that people never even heard of, we should attack. She's a big tough guy. She sits back in Washington, oh, we ought to go and attack Iran, Iraq. We're going to attack everybody. That's why I broke up with her. All she wanted to do is go to war with everybody. These war hawks, they want to draft your kids to die in wars, and they will never fight themselves. You know, we'll stay around the country for 15 years, just bomb the hell out of everybody, make everybody miserable. Nobody knows why we're there, you know, the wars that never end. These endless wars that we've been in, I've gotten us out of so many. We don't want to get into wars. We're tired of fighting. I'm the only president in the last 84 years that didn't start a war. Under Trump, we will have no more wars. No more wars. No more wars. We will have prosperity and peace. We will have prosperity and we will have peace. Remember, I'm the president of peace. They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. He's going to start a war. I said, no, no, no. My rhetoric is going to keep us out of wars. And that's what happened. My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker. We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war.
If, for any reason, the winner is unsuccessful, the first runner-up will take his place, and so on and so forth. Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case. Because the United States can't take care of daycare. That has to be up to a state. We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. You got to let a state take care of daycare, and they should pay for it, too. They should pay. They have to raise their taxes, but they should pay for it. And we could lower our taxes a little bit to them to make up, but it's not possible for us to take care of daycare. Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things, they can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of one thing, military protection.
And at the end of the day, I think that if there are people in Iran who now, given everything that's happened, are willing to move in a different direction for their country, that would be great. Imagine in Iran that instead of spending their wealth, billions of dollars supporting terrorists or weapons, had spent that money helping the people of Iran, you'd have a much different country. So we are always hopeful that that would exist over there.